Just move on to running backs. The Packers re-signed Aaron Jones. A little surprising. 4 years, $48 million. The Seahawks re-signed Chris Carson, 2 years, $14 million. The Raiders signed Kenyan Drake, 2 years, $11 million. And then the Texans signed Phillip Lindsay 1 year for $3.25 million. So what do you think about these signings?
Yeah, so like there are a couple that are fine. Like the Lindsay signing, I think that's a good, chance taken there. Chris Carson, you know what you're getting with him. I'm surprised he went back to the Seahawks. I just didn't expect them to re-sign him, but I think that was about the right price for him because some of that deal's incentivized. But what are the Packers and the Raiders doing? Like the Packers just spent a second-round pick on A.J. Dillon, and they decided to pay Aaron Jones $12 million a year. And now I'm not saying that Aaron Jones isn't worth that. I think he's probably worth it, but we've seen in the past running backs that get big money contracts. They don't often live up to the price tag for the duration of the contract. And where they had a readily available alternative in A.J. Dillon, I don't understand why they didn't let Jones walk and then collect a compensatory pick for him later on. He's a big part of that offense, but A.J. Dillon looked really good against the Titans. So could you get by with him, and could you re-sign Jamal Williams so then you have a good two-back attack again? I personally would have just done that. I don't think Aaron Jones is going to be bad for the Packers, but I think 3 years from now, we might look at that deal and be like, oh yeah, they could have just rolled with Dillon and been fine. And, they could have spent that money upgrading other positions for Aaron Rodgers in the offense. So that'll be something to watch. I don't think that was smart. And then Kenyan Drake, why are the Raiders signing him? What are they doing? That's one of the worst signings in free agency, in my opinion. Kenyan Drake's a fine player, and they're going to use him as a pass catching weapon out of the backfield. So I like that fit. But they already had Josh Jacobs on that offense, one of the better running backs in the league. They could have easily gotten someone similar to Drake in the draft if they really wanted someone. And then the other whole part of this is they completely destroyed their offensive line to get Kenyan Drake. They're now without Rodney Hudson, who's gone. He's in Arizona. Gabe Jackson is with the Seahawks, so there's a hole at right guard. And then right tackle, Trent Brown was traded to the Patriots. So you need to fill 3 starting offensive line positions. Now, they did cut Richie Incognito and bring him back, but he's going to start at left guard. They re-signed Andre James to take over for Rodney Hudson, so we'll see if that works, but he's not going to be as good as Rodney Hudson. But then the right side line's still a mess. And one of the reasons Derek Carr has been good the last couple of years is because of that line. So I have no idea what they're thinking, signing a backup running back. The only thing I could really think of is the Raiders social media department tweeted out a graphic of Kenyan Drake and Josh Jacobs and entitled it Drake and Josh, like the old Nickelodeon show. I think the social team might have just said, hey, we need you to sign Kenyan Drake to do this. And Mike Mayock was like, that's going to go viral. We got to do it. So I personally hated that move. Maybe Drake works out for them, but I still think that the logic of getting rid of 3 upper echelon offensive linemen was not the greatest move by the Raiders.
Man, I'm going to date myself. I'd never heard of Drake and Josh before that post. So I guess that's cool. I know my wife has heard of it at least. So she had a kick out of it, but I don't even know what it was. But I mean, we agree again. Kenny Drake's signing made no sense. I mean, you spend a first round pick on a running back. Why would you spend significant money on a backup unless you lose complete faith in the starter? And it doesn't seem like the Raiders have. They still like Josh Jacobs a lot. And then Aaron Jones, I mean, why spend a second round pick on a running back when you're going to give Aaron Jones $48 million? Why, like you said, why not just bring back Jamal Williams, who signed for $7 million with Detroit? And then you have your second round pick from last year. So just go that route, and you spend so much less money, and you can re-sign your offensive lineman who left. So I think that would have been a lot better. I don't know what the Packers are doing. Aaron Rodgers is going to have to save them again next year. The team's going to be even worse because the offensive line is going to be a lot worse next year. It just looks terrible. The only signing I like here is Lindsay for $3.25 million. Such a cheap deal for the Texans. David Johnson is going to get hurt, so Lindsay's a good insurance plan. Carson's okay. I don't mind it. GJL Reed brought up Mike Davis to the Falcons. I forgot to list that because that happened today. 2 years, $5.5 million. I like the signing. He can be their third down back. That's pretty good. Then we had a question from Chris Henderson who says, do you think Todd Gurley is going to play this season? He's still a free agent. I'm leaning no, because he was terrible last year, despite Atlanta having a decent offensive line. But if there are a lot of injuries to running back, that some team could sign him, but probably not.
Yeah, I think the only way you sign Todd Gurley is if you're like, I really need a goal line hammer on my team. Like, I don't have that type of backup. And like, you get 5 good carries a game out of Todd Gurley. Like, some contender might take a chance on him if they need veteran running back help, but I wouldn't overly bet on that happening. And I like the Mike Davis signing as well. I think he's one of the more underrated running back free agents out there. Like, you'll forget how good he was replacing Christian McCaffrey. So for Atlanta, giving Matt Ryan another weapon out of the backfield, that is definitely a good thing.
Yeah, and Tony says that Lindsay's better than David Johnson. I think you can say that. I mean, you can't count on Johnson staying healthy, so that's definitely a part of it.